Hey, my craft friends, are you ready to DIY with two of the most difficult Dollar Tree Christmas items? If so, you've arrived at the right video. Now, when I say difficult, these DIYs almost took me out. I'm not even kidding. But this video came about because I was speaking with one of our craft friends here at Sweet Bay Lane, and she asked me if I'd ever crafted with these items, and if so, did I have any good ideas? Well, I'd never crafted with the items before, and I thought, do I have any good ideas for these items? So off to Dollar Tree I went. I found the items, so let's go ahead and get to crafting. Now for this DIY, we're going to be working with those glittery larger signs from the Dollar Tree. They're made of plastic and they're covered very poorly, I might add, in glitter. And I got this request from our friend Lily. She was curious as to what I would do with these or if I had any tips. Well, I had never worked with these before, so off to Dollar Tree I went and I purchased a couple to see what we could come up with. Now, I know a lot of people have sanded the glitter off, but I think what I'm going to do is I am going to try and soak mine in some water, and hopefully that'll break down the glue and the glitter and it'll come right off on both sides. So now that we have the glitter off of our pieces, I'm going to be painting mine two different colors. I'm going to be painting the deer in this Espresso Satin by Rust-Oleum, and then the Merry Christmas I'm going to be painting in this Seaweed Satin Green. So let me get those sprayed and then we'll continue on with our project. Now that our plastic pieces have dried, I'm going to take, first I'm going to put this one down here because we're going to do something separate with that one. But we're going to take our Merry Christmas and we are going to add a little bit of, you know, antique gold rub and buff because, yeah, I can't get enough of this stuff. I love it so much. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so we have our rag now. We're just going to take a little bit of the rub and buff. And I think I'll do it in the antique gold. Or should I do it in the gold? I don't know. Yeah, let's do antique. I really like it. It's keeping in the theme with the rest of my stuff. So let's try this. Let's see how it does. We'll see. I don't know. Now we have it rub and buffed. I think it looks so pretty. What do you guys think? Oh, I just love how pretty it looks. All right, so we have that done. We need to make a base for our pieces. And for that, I'm going to be using some of this Tongue and Groove wood. I actually picked it up off the curb in our neighborhood here. And our neighborhood is really kind of cool. It when you don't want something and it's not, you know, you don't want to just throw it in the trash, you don't want to like use it for a yard sale or whatever, we have a forum here and we call it Curb Alert, and people will put out like perfectly good bicycles, children's clothing, children's toys that are gently used, all kinds of things, and it's really actually quite fun. And I saw this and I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to just go get it because I think at some point I might be able to use it. And here we are, recycling this perfectly good wood. So it goes together like this, and you can glue it down the center, but I'm just going to stick mine together like this because I'm going to be using some brace pieces, and I'm going to be gluing those down with some hot glue, wood glue combination. All right, now that we have these glued down, I am going to paint mine. Since our project is going to be dark-ish, we want this board to be lighter. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to paint mine completely white. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so now we have our board created. We have our Merry Christmas painted and rub and buffed with the antique gold. We're also going to be using a set of these lights. Now, these came from the Dollar Tree, and they're this year's strand. So they're these beautiful snowflakes. I think they're so pretty. Look at them lit up. Don't you love them? They're so pretty. I love lights. All right, so we have those. And then we're going to have two types of tissue paper. Now, I'm not sure which tissue paper I want to use yet. Which one do you think matches better? Now, I like this because it matches my kind of decor in my dining room. But I like this because it matches my old-fashioned kind of vintage look in my living room. So I don't know. I don't know which one. But I'm thinking this would look better with the white, with the lights. So I think we're going to do that. So we'll put that over there. Put a pin in that for now. We're going to take our clothespins. And did you see these? These are at the Dollar Tree. Are you serious? Dollar Tree. What? That's great. I love these things. So we're going to start by taking our tags off of them, which are actually very easy to take off, which I love. And I think these would be perfect to do little DIYs for your laundry room, right? How cute are those things? But we're not using them for our laundry room. We're going to take out a piece of this paper. We're going to use this tissue paper. Now this is also the other side of the tissue paper, and I got this from Hobby Lobby, which I love this plaid. It's so pretty. So we're going to sit that down there. We're going to take our clothespins. Maybe I should get some of this stuff off here first, huh? We're getting all crowded up with everything. All right, let's put this over here for now. We're going to take our board and we're going to put it down here. And I didn't paint the back of my board because I really don't need to, but you can if you'd like. All right, so we're going to take our tissue paper. It looks so nice and pristine. And what I want to do is I want to cover one side of my clothespin with the plaid tissue paper. And to do that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some glue stick. I think that'll be good. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Because that way then we don't get sticky all over everything with the spray. So we're going to take and make sure we cover it good. And we'll take, and then we have the lines so we can line them right up. That's perfect. And once they're dried, we're going to take and just sand off the excess paper. Then once we have them sanded, we have these cute little plaid covered clothespins. Aren't those so cute? Don't you love them? Oh my goodness, I love those. That'd be cute with a picture in it too. You know it? With them covered like that in a little picture. Do I have a little picture I could put in there for you? Let's see, hold on. Yes, those would be so cute with a little picture in them, look. Oh, how cute are those? Oh man, now I want to go back and get more. They're so cute. I love it, but that's not what we're using them for today. That's not what we're using them for today. All right, so now we have those done. And we're gonna actually, I think what I'm gonna do is, I was gonna dry brush this, but I think I'm gonna leave it just the way it is, whitewashed. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it whitewashed, but what I might do is maybe distress these to kind of make them stand out a little bit. just to make that wood peek through. So let me go do that real quick and then we'll continue on with our project, okay? Now that we have it distressed on our side boards here, we're gonna bring back in our Merry Christmas that we sprayed green and we put the gold, antique gold rub and buff on. And we're gonna put our sign in, I think in the center of our thing. And we're going to put these little clothespins or big clothespins along the bottom edge. And then we're just going to glue them in place. And I'm just going to be using some regular, well, it's not regular hot glue. It's actually Gorilla Hot Glue. And for our next step, we are going to add some lights. And to stick our lights down, we're going to take and have one light on each end. And we're going to pull it tight like this to where a snowflake is on each side. We're going to pull it tight and then attach it around the back side with some felt. Now, we're going to flip it over and secure and we're going to secure these lights on the back side. And they'll just add a little bit more light. And then we'll secure our battery pack down as well. So let's get that done. And that's very simple. I think I'm just going to glue them down, honestly. But for the battery pack, I'm just going to add some glue. I'm not even going to worry about it. And then I'm just going to add it right there. Because really what you want to do is just make sure that your battery pack is facing up so you can get to the screw and the battery door so you can change out the batteries. Okay, so for the back side, since this battery pack is raised, now if you did like the twinkle lights that have just the small little packs with the little button batteries, that would be, you don't even have to do this step, but I wanted to add a little bit of risers to mine, and I'm going to add the sawtooth hangers as well. So, and I also want to do something to hide these holes. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some bells. We are done with our project. And what I'm going to be using mine for is I'm going to use mine to hold our stockings. And here's what it's going to look like when it's lit up. Let's see. Let me just put this down and we're going to light this up. It's going to be so cute, I hope. Fingers crossed. And then look, you have this cute little stocking board. Or you could also do smaller clothespins, or you could do a clothespin here and a clothespin here, and then string some twine or something, or ribbon, and then clip Christmas cards to it. Or you could just use little clothespins and, you know, clip cards to it. I think that would be cute too. For the deer, we're going to do something a little bit different than we did with the Merry Christmas sign. And we removed all the glitter like I showed you. And we spray painted it the espresso brown, which I think is such a pretty color. And if you wanted to, you could just rub and buff this and it would be gorgeous. But what I think I'm going to try to do is I'm going to use this Believe sign, and I'm also going to be using some of that paper from our Christmas tree DIY that we did earlier, like what, a couple weeks ago. And here's the tree DIY that we did with the paper. It's just one of those Dollar Tree wooden flat trees, and we put the paper on it and then embellished it with our little mini swag. And I love this. It's so cute in my dining room. So we're going to do something that kind of matches that. So we're going to start by taping off our antlers like we said. So we have our tape here. And I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to tape off like that. I want his head to be actually like a deer's head, to where it comes rounds a little bit, so it's not so. But what we're going to do is we'll just stick our tape down and then we'll cut it out is what we'll do. And the tape is just going to prevent the spray adhesive from getting on our antlers. Now we have those taped off, and I'm going to take, where's my, oh there it is, my X-Acto knife, and we'll see how precise we can get with this. But I want it to come up like this. So let me see where I can. So now we have like its little head, so it doesn't look so weird once we attach our paper down. So now we're going to take it outside and we're going to spray this with the spray adhesive and then stick our paper down. And let me go do that and then I'll be right back. Now while our reindeer paper is drying, the glue's drying, we're going to paint our Believe word cutout that I actually purchased from Dollar Tree, believe it or not. We're going to paint this white. Now that we have it painted white, we're going to take a tiny bit of the Antique Gold Rub and Buff, and we're just going to add a little to the edges. Okay, and then we have our little Rub and Buff sign, which I think looks so pretty, so we're going to set that aside. Now that our deer has dried the glue, we're just going to take off the edge of the paper. Now, I like to just do mine with sandpaper. I find that's the easiest. If you want to cut around it, you can. But I just find like this the sandpaper. So let's see if that works with this one as well, being the plastic. Now we have our deer with our paper on it. Now we're just going to jazz it up a little bit with our Rub and Buff. And we're just going to take some Rub and Buff and we're going to go completely around the outer edge of the deer. Now, I don't know about you guys. Have you worked with these sparkly things? I've never worked with them, and like I said, I was asked by our friend. Well, her actual name is Sue, but her YouTube handle is Lily. So I've been calling her Lily, but her name is Sue, I just found out. So anyway, I got this message asking if I had ever done anything with these, and she wanted to see my take on them. So I thought, well, I'm up for a good challenge, but I'm telling you what, this was a challenge, these things. But yeah, I don't know. These things are quite challenging to work with, if I'm being honest. I really don't know if they're worth the effort, but we'll see. I'll let you guys be the judge. So now we have all of our edges done. I'm just going to drag mine into the deer. So we're going to do the rest of our deer, but first I wanted to do the antlers. So we're going to put a little bit of Rub and Buff on our antlers. And I'm just going to go one way on them. Hide the head a little bit. That'll hide that rough part. And I'm just going to go across them one way. And then we'll go across them the other way. So now we have that done. And I think he's looking very cute. But I think he needs a little more on this front leg here. What do you guys think? A little more Rub and Buff? Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know what I'm saying? All right. Squeaky table, squeaky table. And then we have what looks like this. Now, you can also sand off these kind of rough edges of the antlers too. Yeah, like I said, they are very poorly made. Now, you know, some years might be better. I don't know. Like I said, I've never purchased them just because I saw the glitter pile at my Dollar Trees and thought, oh no, Oh no! So much glitter. Like I said, I love glitter. So if you don't love glitter, man, you better just run the other way. In my store, below these where they were hanging, the whole floor was like, I don't even know. It was probably like a 1/4 inch of glitter. It was crazy town. All right, so now we have our deers looking like this. Looking so cute, I think. And now we're going to take our Believe that we kind of gilded with the gold, and we are going to glue it right here onto our deer. And then we have our little reindeer. He's so cute. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with mine. I think I might put him on a wreath. And yeah, so I think it looks so beautiful on this simple grapevine wreath. And I don't even know if it needs anything else. I was thinking like a bow or some kind of swag with some greenery or something, which you could do. But I kind of just like it plain. I think it looks so pretty. What do you guys think? But if I had this project to do over, I think I would definitely use the tissue paper on the surface because it's going to be thinner and you're going to get the glue, the spray glue, to adhere much better to the paper. Because on my paper I can see it's peeling up just a tiny bit. It's just, I think it's just not dry, and then me moving it and flexing it, that's probably what it is, because when I push it down it sticks fine. But I think it was just for me manipulating it and working with it when we were Mod Podging and stuff. I mean, rub and buffing and things like that. So, but actually it looks really good. So I think it turned out quite cute. What do you guys think? Would you add embellishments to it? You know what you could do is you could add jingle bells, like just around it too. That might be cute, but I'm going to leave mine just as is. And then I also, to attach it, I just put on some little pipe cleaner chenille stems with some felt to hold them on, and then I just attached it. That way you can just remove it from your wreath and you don't damage your wreath, so you can keep reusing it over and over each year. Now, will this last for, you know, seasons and seasons? I don't know. If you keep it inside, it probably will. But anyways, I like how it turned out, and I think it'll be perfect for this season. Okay, my craft friends, what did you think of those 2 DIYs? Did I do the pieces justice? I'm not really sure. I do know that those 2 items were very difficult to work with, so my hat's off to anybody who can craft beautifully with those 2 items. Well, if you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so, because we'd love to have you here at Sweet Bay Lane. Hit that like button, because that lets YouTube know that we're having a good time over here at Sweet Bay Lane, and we need more craft friends to join us. Well, until next time, make sure and keep it crafty.